Send me a picture of the exemption if you can.
That'd be ideal, sir, if you could send that. If that just clears it up then, doesn't it?
No worries, no worries.
I'm Rich Davis from the police station.
Sure.
This is my colleague, okay, from the council, and his name's Neil Smith. Okay.
No worries.
The reason we've come into here today, we're bronze COVID patrol, okay?
Yep.
We're enforcing the regulations, so are part of that legislation.
Yeah, I'm exempt.
Exempt, and that's part of why I've come up to speak to you, to see what the exemption is, if you've got an exemption, and that's why I've waited for you to come off the phone.
And I'm going to ask you to leave me alone.
Okay. So can I see your exemption certificate?
No,
please?
you can't.
I need to see your
Show me in law where it says you can ask for that.
I need to see your exemption certificate.
Can you identify yourself, please, just again?
Rich Davis, 3820, Hereford Police Station.
Thank you.
All right?
Yeah.
What I need to do, I'll take your details.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Unless I've broken the law.
Yeah, you have. At the minute, you haven't got a mask on.
Call a supervisor. Call a supervisor.
I don't need to call a supervisor. I need your details so we can follow it up with your
You're not getting my details.
Okay.
You'd have to arrest me to get my details.
Well, you're going to be arrested, and if that's what you...
Yeah, go for it.
You're going to be arrested because you haven't got your mask on.
I'm exempt from wearing a mask. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I've been through, but yet you're forcing me and trying to fine me for something I've not done wrong.
We haven't said that.
You're discriminating me for not wearing a
No,
mask.
we haven't said that.
That's
You can verify your details so I can check
You
your
can only ask
story.
under what section?
There's no sections.
What act?
Okay,
What
COVID
law have I
Act,
broken?
COVID Act 2020.
Yeah, and I told you I'm exempt from wearing a mask.
Well, let me check that out then.
You don't have to check that out. How do I prove
So
that
I
to
just
you?
walk away and then...
Have you read the legislation and what
Yes,
the government
I have.
says
Yes,
about
I have.
exemption
That's why I have
cards?
the council
What does it say
authority.
about exemptions?
Okay, so you need to provide me
What
with
does
your
it
details.
say about exemptions?
You answer my question.
What does it say about exemptions?
Where's your exemption?
You answer my
At home,
public servant.
And I need to ask your details.
No.
Then you will be arrested.
No.
I will call another unit here with a van and we'll take you to custody.
For not wearing a mask?
Yes. I've been very fair with you.
And I've been honest with you.
And you've told me to
I
leave
have an
you
exemption.
alone. I can't do that.
You have to check that
You don't.
what you're telling us is correct. But we have to make sure that you have got the exemption, because otherwise you just say...
No, I don't have to carry something.
No, you don't have to.
Thank you.
Tell him your name and address
No.
so that he can follow it up at a later date.
And how are you going to prove by my name and address that I have an exemption?
Well, when we come round and see you...
You won't come and see me.
When we come out and see you, because I can't check of anywhere elsewhere. Doctors will require your authority.
Come on.
Okay, it's
You're
medical.
showing ignorance now.
No, well, that's okay.
Doctors do not
I've got
issue exemption certificates.
I am trying to be... You haven't got your mask on.
No, I haven't.
Which is fine. You've now said I am exempt from wearing one.
Yes.
Fine. Where is your exemption certificate? I haven't got it with
I don't
me.
have to carry it with me.
Listen to me a minute.
No, I don't even want to be talking to you.
Okay, so you haven't got your exemption. Okay, that's fine. We can follow that up. So, what's your name and your address?
You're not getting it.
And you don't want to do that?
I've not broken any laws.
Okay, so I'm suspecting now that you haven't got an exemption certificate.
So you're calling me a liar?
I'm not calling you. I'm suspecting. But why not give me your name and your address?
This is absolutely shocking. I've come in here.
I'm detaining you
hundreds of
until
times.
I find
Hundreds
out
of times.
details.
This was highlighted in Birmingham about two. No, listen to me now.
Okay.
I'll listen to you.
Okay.
This was highlighted in Birmingham a few weeks ago when two officers accosted a man for not wearing a mask and arrested him. And they were reprimanded for that.
Okay.
So you arrest me and I entirely will take this all the way.
Take it all the way. Take it all the way.
Sure.
You've got my details. Sir, provide me with your name and details. And what aisle is this? This is aisle... Has it got a number on it? You're detained. You're not going anywhere.
So you're detained under what section?
You're not going.
Under what section am I being
Act
detained?
2020.
Am I being detained?
Yes, at the moment.
For
you're not under
for
arrest.
doing what?
For not providing me with your details for
Yep.
me to verify. That's what.
Sure.
That's why you're not going on your own.
You'll be a
Okay?
YouTube star after this.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Is this honestly how the council wants to treat people who have got exemptions?
I'm with the police.
Correct.
He's come in. He has asked under health protection regulations, COVID 2020. I can't quite remember the whole of it, so I'll be clear with that. The issue he's got is, you've said you've got an exemption. That's the issue, and there's no reason for us not to believe that.
I ask
what
you?
I'm saying is, if you gave you details, it can be followed up at a later date.
Well, should I just give up my rights and hand over my name and address for no reason, for not breaking any laws? Can I ask you to do me a favour? Do you have a smartphone on you?
I do have a smartphone.
Could you look
yes.
up the government legislation on exemption certificates?
I can't,
just so we all know.
It's a work phone and I haven't got access to the internet. I'm sorry.
I'm just upholding the law.
And I have an exemption.
You're not
You have
wearing
no
a
idea
mask,
what people go
which
through in their
draws my
lives,
attention to
and you want to put
I've
someone on a
asked
mask, but
I've
you
asked
want to
about-
criminalise me for that.
I've asked you about your exemption certificate. You've said you haven't got it. I've asked you to provide
I don't
me your
have to
details
carry it
so I
on
can
me.
verify that you
I
are
don't have to
exempt.
carry it on me.
And if
No,
you do not,
he's not insisting that you have to.
Exactly,
Okay.
but he wants my name and address for
so I
no
can follow
reason.
it up.
To
I
follow
told
it
you,
up.
so I can
That's
follow
what
it
I'm
up.
So what do you want me to do? Come up to you and go, oh, here, Constable,
Well, give me
here's
your name
my
and
little,
details and
here's my
we'll-
little
I'll tell you-
lanyard with a
I'll
little
tell you how it
dandelion on
works.
it.
I'll spell out how it works. Okay? If you do not give me those details, then we cannot follow it up. We'll have to go around another way around it.
In order for you to get my name and address, you will have to arrest me.
Okay? That's absolutely fine.
And it will be false arrest, and I will sue you.
Well, you won't be suing me, you'll be suing my force if you,
Well,
if you want
I'll
to.
bring a case
You can
against
sue
you.
West Mercia.
I'll bring a case against you personally,
That's
because
fine.
I gave you all the legal information you
That's fine.
required, but you pursued this and did not de-escalate.
So I'm asking you to provide me with your details.
And
That's
I've
all it is. And then
refused
you'll be
because
allowed
I've not
to
broken
anyway.
any laws.
You're just refusal, that's it. No, okay, that's fine.
No,
That's
I don't
absolutely
have to
fine.
give you my
That's-
details.
I've
I've not
explained
broken
to
any
you.
laws.
That's fine.
So now I'm also under stress. I've got a dry mouth. I can't talk, all because the officer's been put a mask on. Maybe you get home tonight, Constable, and you're proud of what you're doing to people. I've done nothing wrong.
Doing
Look,
this for health protection.
I understand the law. I fought for my rights, okay, in this country. And I understand the rights. I know that if I haven't broken any laws, a police constable does not have any right to ask for my name and details. I need to sit down somewhere. Is there anywhere I can sit down? I have disabilities, so.
Is there a chair up there? You can get a chair for the gentleman.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Is that okay? If the gentleman has a chair.
Of course you can, yeah, absolutely fine.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've got no problem with that.
As a supervisor coming, Constable?
No,
I've got no right to a supervisor?
no.
I don't. I've got no right.
Okay. Body one's one. I'm just explaining this gent. Part of the COVID legislation is that
Hey,
we
guys.
go around checking on stores, retail, pubs, things like that. And then I try to explain about the COVID rules, COVID 2020 legislation about masks. There is exemptions in force. We understand that. Some people forget to take them out. The gentleman has not got it with him. He says he's exempt, which is fine. I've asked him then for details, name and address, so I could follow that up with the COVID bronze tomorrow. The gentleman's refused details. It's his right to say I'm not going to provide you with details.
I've broken no
So
laws,
that
I said
have
to
not
you.
broken any laws, okay? Under the legislation, if he hasn't got an exemption on him, we can then follow that up. But I can't follow that up. Until I know.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I can't follow that up
Sorry.
until one, I know who you are, your address so that I can check, and then we can see the exemption certificate.
I'll do you a favour. I will show you my exemption.
Okay, that's
If
fine.
you can show me in the legislation where it says I have to.
Well, I don't have it on me. the
Well,
legislation.
I'm requesting you to show that to
Well,
me
you don't have to
before you
show-
take any further action.
Okay, sir, you don't have to show people legislation when you arrest them for
Well, I don't-
crimes and things
okay,
like that.
but I have
okay?
to
So I'm
show you
giving
my
an example
exemption.
of that. So, if you haven't
So
got-
you can't prove the law to
Okay.
me, but I have to prove to you. That's not fair, is it? That's really
Well,
not
we're
fair.
asking you about your exemption.
And I'm
you're
asking, I'm not showing you, I haven't got
And
it.
you're not giving me those details. I need to verify who you are.
Sure, that's
Well, I know you could be carrying the virus. I don't know that. I'm not a medical expert. I don't know you.
So you're accusing me of being
I'm not accusing
a
you of
virus
anything.
carrier
No, you're
based
you're
on the fact
you're
that I'm
twisting
exempt
words,
and I
sir.
don't have a
You're
mask
twisting
on.
words now. Okay?
You could be carrying a
He never
virus.
said that.
Okay.
He just
It's all
said
on
it.
it's all on body one. It's fine.
Look, I know I've got the whole
It's
direction
all on body
here.
one.
So I'm hoping you guys know the legislation a little bit better when it comes to exemption.
Williams 21588.
The PC Williams 25
21588.
21588,
PC Reese 21847.
Reese 21847. Thank you, appreciate that.
Can I see your exemption, please, sir?
No, I don't have one.
You don't have one?
No,
Is it at home or you don't have it on you or you just haven't got one in general?
I don't carry one. I have a lanyard, but I don't carry it.
Like, where is it at home, is it?
Could be in my car, could be at home. I don't know.
Okay,
Don't know where I'll
well,
put it.
you can challenge this ticket.
The law and the government website clearly states that I do not have to provide that when asked. I may choose to provide that if I feel like I'm nervous and I need to, and I do wish I had it now because I am nervous. And I can't get a drink of water. I've got a dry mouth. I'm under a lot of stress. All right, I do have disabilities, and this constable here has escalated this entirely to a point where it has to go to.
Escalate it out.
Please, if you can go onto your phone or mobile device, this gentleman can't because it's a work phone, and look at the government legislation. Yeah, I need to report this for my evidence.
Nobody's saying you're not exempt.
Yes, but you're trying to get my name and details so you can prove that I am exempt.
Yes.
But if you are going to arrest me, I'd just appreciate letting me call my wife so I can tell her what's going on. I mean, this could be cleared up just by going on to a phone and proving it. Would you like me to do it? I can stop recording and show you. Or will you take my word for it?
We're on camera anyway.
I mean, this can be cleared up just by going on to a phone and proving it. Would you like me to do it? I can stop recording
Can do, yeah.
and show you.
You want to say, yeah?
Or will you take my word for it?
We're on camera anyway.
I appreciate that. And, you know, if I need to request, do it.
It's absolutely fine.
Yeah. PC Davis has been recording this.
Yeah, it's been full.
I know.
There was no escalation involved. Gentleman just didn't want to give his details. That was the end of it.
And you're still not getting my details.
Okay.
Just 2 seconds. I'm just going to ring my home address.
Yeah, fine. That's fine.
I need a drink of water.
I've got Mark James coming. He's on COVID as well.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
yeah.
he's coming.
I think he said he's en route, actually.
Yeah, he's on the first side.
Hey, I've got 1, 2, 3 police constables and a council worker threatening to arrest me for not having an exemption certificate. Can you do me a favour? Can you send me the link for the government website that states I don't have to provide that? Appreciate it. Yeah, if you haven't got the hand, I'll go on the website myself. But,
Yeah, if you could, mate.
just send me the picture of it. It'd be great. Or in fact, I might even have my exemption on my phone. Just send me a picture of the exemption if you can.
That'd be ideal, sir, if you could send that. If that just clears it up then, doesn't it?
No worries, no worries. Just make a great video for YouTube. Hey, I'll give you a call back. See ya.
Yeah, if you've got that on your phone, I mean, you can get a photograph of it.
Well, there's a photograph.
The one thing I will say about the Gov website is that is guidance only. You've got to refer back to
So
the
you
legislation.
make the law, do you?
No, the
I've asked you
legislation.
to show me the legislation.
I can't show it
Trust
to you
me.
because I haven't got it on me. But what I'm saying is if you look at the legislation, often it will be different to what is said on the Gov website, because it's guidance only on the website.
No person needs to seek advice or request a letter from a medical professional about the reason for not wearing a face covering. Some people may feel more comfortable showing something that says they do not have to wear a face covering. This should be in the form of an exemption card, a badge, or even a homemade sign. This is a personal choice and is not necessary in law.
Is that on the Gov website?
Yes.
Yeah, well that's not necessarily what the legislation says.
Well, go and speak to the government because I've done nothing wrong here. And you've got 3 officers
I haven't
based on what the law says. This is not photoshopped. This is not doctored.
No, I'm not suggesting
I'm not
it
a
is.
criminal. I'm going to start recording again.
No problems.
Yes, we are. I've got COVID bronze also making from.
No problems.
Yes, we are. I've got COVID bronze also making from.
Can you inform this constable that I have expressed what I've told you so we can de-escalate this and we can all just get on our way?
Well, happy to do that, but there's also, you can de-escalate this yourself as well, sir.
I never escalated in the first
But
place.
If you,
Why is it my job to de-escalate?
what I'm trying to say is you're saying you've got the exemption, you've got it on, you can have it on your phone. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
And you're demanding proof of that.
That would be a de-escalation.
You're demanding proof. You want my
I'm not
papers.
demanding
You're
anything.
demanding
I'm
my
not
papers, aren't
demanding
you?
it, you said.
See where this is going.
I'm not
You're
demanding
not
it, you
taking
said.
my word that I have an exemption.
That's not for me.
You're just saying to me.
No,
You
I'm-
want my name and address so I can prove it to you. And the government website has just said, under law, I don't have to prove that to you or provide it. So where are we going to go, guys? I just want to go on for my night. This doesn't have to end up in the police station.
I've got another bronze officer coming down from the COVID team.
So 4.
Yeah, because you're not listening, you're not understanding it.
I am understanding. Maybe you're not.
Let that officer come and speak to you as well, and hopefully, maybe we can resolve this by you giving us.
Well, I hope so. So if this turns out that
I'll tell you what we could do. Is your wife at home? Could she bring your exempt certificate down
So if this
here?
turns out, I've got a young family. If this turns out that I'm right, will you admit that you're wrong?
Could a friend? I'm doing some suggestions.
I live out of town. I live miles out of town. It's not going
Could
to happen.
somebody go to your home address and bring it here so we can see it? That would diffuse the whole
my
thing.
God.
What about that? And then, as soon as we see the exemption certificate with your name and details on, we're done.
I live out of town. I live miles out of town.
Could somebody go to your home address and bring it here so we can see it? That would diffuse the whole thing. What about that? And then, as soon as we see the exemption certificate with your name and details on
your phone,
we're done. We're happy. Okay? I don't make the rules, none of my colleagues. We just have to enforce them. So yeah. I don't make the rules up. I'm not a Parliament member. I'm not a member of Parliament. Okay.
I shouldn't even remember the police force, man.
Been doing this job 22 years, fella.
And it's a shame you're
22
down
years.
on the beat like
Okay.
this.
Oh, hang on.
There you go. There's my exemption.
I think you just... Have you got that off the internet?
This is what the government is allowing us to use. Right, that is an official exemption badge, okay? So can we just go on our own ways now?
it's not my decision to make.
Well, you've asked for proof. I've shown proof.
Yeah,
Did the police officer know?
not showing it to the police officer. Hold on.
Good for your video log, this one. Good training video. Mate, good for your video log, this one. Good training video. What's this world coming to, eh? You fight for your country and you end up in a supermarket aisle being harassed by a constable for not wearing a mask, telling you you're exempt, and he's escalated to a point where he shouldn't have escalated to. I hope you guys don't treat everybody like this. Slightly embarrassing, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
So it is harassment.
the officer's dealing with you, sir.
I know.
He's not been unreasonable at all. Disputing that. You're not disputing that you're not exempt or you're not a disabled veteran. You're not disputing any of that, sir. You're honestly not disputing that.
Well, hopefully we can all learn something from this. I somehow don't think we will, but I don't know. Brilliant. Thank you, Chief.
Oh, and he's got it on his phone.
Yeah, if it's on his phone, you're not happy with that, then
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's have a
you know.
look. Let's have a look. Oh, and he's got it on his phone.
Yeah, if it's on his phone, you're not happy with that, then
Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Well, if you show him your exemption that you showed me, it's not up to me.
Just screenshot it from the internet.
So, what do you do at the beginning?
Rich, I'm pretty sure that's a screenshot of the internet. She's just gone onto the internet and found that out.
That's not
Which isn't an official exemption.
That's it. Oh, here we go. So that's exactly what they ask you.
She's just gone onto the internet and found
That's not. Yeah, that's not quite.
Isn't an official
I'm not quite happy.
That's
with that.
that's it. Oh, here we go. So that's exactly what they ask you to download.
Bear with me. I've got two colleagues that are just dealing with somebody else.
That's exactly what the government asks you to download. It's a government template. I'll show it to you. That's exactly what the government asks you to download. It's a government template. I'll show it to you. God, this is getting ridiculous. You're trying to catch me up with something I've not done. So look. So these are templates the government says to download. Okay? Templates. Basically, how to make your own. Right? A template for it. If you don't want to make your own. This is legitimate government advice to people like me. And now I'm being victimised because I'm showing this to you and he's not happy with it. He won't be happy until he arrests me.
He's also dealing with it at the moment, I'm afraid. So
Come on, say something. This is wrong.
He's the officer dealing with it, and so it's his decision.
Gruesome.
We've just been brought down here because he's dealing with
I
it.
appreciate that.
You know.
You don't want to arrest me for nothing like this. It's pathetic. I've provided every bit of evidence that I'm required by law to provide, but yet it's not good enough. Shocking. So for the camera, I've provided the government guidance on covering exemption. So for the camera, I've provided the government guidance on covering exemption templates. The constable isn't happy with that because he doesn't seem to think it's legitimate off the government website. It's the one I was told to download, but he's not happy with it. And now I'm still here. You arrested many people tonight without any face masks on?
We've been dealing with other stuff tonight, we are.
I bet you wish you're dealing with that now apart from us. You're slipping down over your nose there.
I've been wearing it all day. Thank you very much.
No, I know.
I'm wearing it all day. Thank you very much.
No, I know.
Fresh mask before you leave. You have complimentary Wednesday customer service now. It's like a fresh
Oh, I've got one in my pocket. Yeah, I've got a full spare. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, just saying sorry for the delays here. Just something that you do as soon as you can.
Very unprofessional.
I'm not bad. Your time's finished.
Are you involved in this scenario?
I've just arrived in the shop. I've just been dealing with another gentleman down there.
Could I just get your details as well, please, while you're here? Could I get your details, please?
Why?
Well, if you're going to interact with
I'm
this
interested
scenario.
in this officer. I'm not speaking to you yet, sir.
Yeah, sure. You work for the council. Can you please identify yourself? It's a simple
Simon
request.
Turner,
Thank you.
enforcement officer with training standards in environmental health.
Thank you, Simon. Appreciate
He's
that.
just having a conversation with me because I know him.
I know,
I wasn't
but-
really interacting with you.
Apparently I'm being detained, so anyone who comes in here, I'd like to know who they are.
You've been what, sorry? Detained.
I'm talking to the officer. You got any lanyards here?
We don't do this, no, they're Tesco's, and I think
I do.
Morrison's do.
I've got someone I could buy one off. Would you like to tell me what was said?
It's got nothing to do with you.
Oh, there's no need to
We
be
weren't
rude.
talking about you, so
There's no need to be rude.
concern you. You don't need to ask me what it was about.
Oh, I'm just curious.
It's got nothing to do with you.
Jeepers.
The details of the gentleman here, he's given his details. We're going to do that, just check him out, and then we'll come back and then hopefully get the details of this gentleman, and then you'll be free to go. Otherwise, I'll explain what the next stage is, sir. Okay.
Am I still being detained?
You are detained under the law. Yeah, you are
I've-
detained, so we can verify your details.
So therefore, I've
I'll
refused.
come back in a
I've
moment.
the right to remain silent. So.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's fine. That is your right. Yes.
Please be considerate of customers who may not be able to socially distance or wear a face covering.
Ah, right. That's one person. Sort it out. Okay. Right. I've explained to the gentleman around there. He was at the same opinion as yourself. Okay, which is fine. That's your right. Okay, your human rights and your equality right, etc., etc. However,
Sorry, what's my right? Human right?
you have right. You have rights under the Human Rights Act. You have that. You have rights.
I'm sorry. You just said you explained to him, and
Yeah, I've
he's got the same right. What
So what I'm
right?
saying to you
What
is-
specific right was that?
Yeah, you have. Because you said I have a right to say nothing. I don't have a right. You do.
Oh, right, that one.
You do.
Sure.
You have
okay.
a right to say nothing. You have a right to say I'm not going to give you my details. Okay. That then throws it into a different category. Okay. if you refuse to give your details, and I'm asking you to, so I can verify your exemption at a later date, being tomorrow or the next day, then to do that, you would be arrested.
Under
You'll
what?
be taken into under Section 17 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984.
Section 17.
So that's what we would do to take you into custody, sir. I've run it through COVID Senior Bronze, and he is Chief Inspector, okay? That Chief Inspector says you can take it up with him, but you will be arrested if you refuse to give your details. I'm asking you, sir, one more time, please can you give me your details, your name, your address, so I can verify you have exemption.
Sure. Can you outline what Section 17 is, please?
Sir, you're wasting my time and your time.
Well, I've got a right to know what Section 17
You're
is.
refusing to give me your details to verify.
But under what? I've not broken a crime. I've not broken law.
17 of PACE. I'm asking you to do that.
I've not broken any laws. What PACE is what? Just public disorder.
I'm asking you to give me those details.
You're not wearing your face mask.
I'm exempt.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, I'm through with this
around
now.
in circles, aren't we?
So, yeah, no, so
Sir,
you're a sergeant.
Sir,
At least.
you're now under arrest, okay? You're now under arrest. You do not say anything, but you no harm in defence. You do not mention when questioned. Something which later on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Okay? No.
You're on volume 1 video on here, aren't you? So you don't need to be on the video on there, do you? Okay.
Sir, have you got anything on you that I need to know about?
You're not wearing your face mask.
I'm asking you.
exempt.
Yeah. Okay, sir, I'm through with this.
around in circles, aren't we?
Sir, you're a sergeant. Sir, you're now under arrest, okay? You're now under arrest. You do not say anything, but you no harm in defence. You do not mention when questioned. Something which later on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Okay? No.
You're on volume 1 video
You stand
here,
up,
aren't you?
please.
So you don't need to be on the video on there, do you? Okay.
Sir, have you got anything on you that I need to know about? Anything sharp, anything like that? You're under arrest, so do not reach into your pockets.
You don't have capital delivery.
Alright, okay, that's fine.
Make sure you've got nothing in your possession.
Appreciate it. It's awesome.
Make sure what you've got in your pocket.
Please record this. Just note I'm being illegally searched.
No, you're under arrest. And the reason I'm arresting you is to obtain the details of COVID's...
Yeah, hold on to that.
We're going to arrest you for not wearing a mask.
Right.
Where would you like me to go? Sure. Thanks for the show, appreciate it.
What have you got, a van?
No, we've got a car.
Do you have any personal items in there, sir?
No, just the bags.
Okay. I'll look after these for you. I'll put my security up.
I appreciate it, thank you. Try and get back tonight.
You've got one under arrest. Don't have the formally, please. Yeah, we're coming in from Sainsburys.
Any chance I could call my wife?
In custody, yeah, you can get from custody, yeah.
Wouldn't just let me do it now.
Not now, no, you're arrested. You're now arrested, you can't phone anybody.
When you see the custody sergeant, they'll inform you now. That's if you're right.
Thank you. What's the wait on the GD solicitor tonight?
Be over the phone. They don't come to the station.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in custody before? Do you know the procedure or not?
I'm not going to talk now.
Okay, that's
Is there anything in your car that you need? You've got any medication in your car, inhaler, anything like
I
that?
will need, but it depends what you're going to do with it tonight. I will need medication.
We need to verify your details, that's all we've got to do, as simple as that. Well, AD, if that's the way it's going to go, but you...
They're here. Yeah. Is this the one from Sainsburys? Yeah. Is he going to put a mask on to come in here, do you think? He wouldn't put one on in Sainsburys.
testing temperature.
No, just
right,
need
just
to
hold
wash
hands.
hands, yes please.
And then you'll be brought up to the desk and give details. Okay. You're right. Arrival time is now.
Hey,
Arrival time is now.
thank you. Time of arrest?
Was 1939. Dublin War.
I believe Sainsburys.
Sainsbury's store. Bottom road, Hereford.
And the reason for arrest?
Refusing to provide his full name and details to be verified to check exception certification under the Code Act.
See if I can find any code offences on here. Are they recordable?
I don't think so. It's just to get his details.
Yeah,
It's code G is just to verify the details so we can follow up inquiries or issue a ticket.
I'm just going to try and find something little.
Yeah.
Circumstances.
Circumstances are, I was with a COVID enforcement officer conducting COVID bronze patrols for retail stores. Inside the store was a gentleman not wearing a mask. Attempted to speak to somebody who was on the phone. I waited, I spoke to him, he said he was exempt. Requested to see the exemption certificate so I could verify that. Didn't have it with him. Asked to verify his details so I could check in a later date, i.e. tomorrow. Refused to give his details. Started stating different parts of the Equality Act, human rights, and he did not have to give his details. The legislation it states that you must give the details so that you can verify this exemption. He refused to provide any details on several occasions.
Okay.
I've asked if someone could bring it to the store so we could verify it. That was refused as well. He tried all attempts to obtain details. Identification is was also refused. I contacted Bronze, PC3820 DAVIS direction from Chief Inspector Ed Williams. If people refuse to give their details, they should be arrested for failing to provide their details only. He is not arrested for failing to wear a mask or failing to produce his exemption certificate.
Okay.
It's to verify his details.
No worries.
He's been arrested and cautioned, and Code G was to verify those details for a check or to issue a penalty notice for the breach. He's been compliant throughout, he's not been handcuffed, he has been searched, and those are the circumstances. Okay, did you hear all that? Yeah, okay. I thought that one, yes or no, it's fine.
Is there audio on the system?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Is it audio?
All this.
Right. You may or may not agree with COVID legislation, but obviously our guidance is that we have to follow those procedures, okay? I appreciate that you may or may not have a valid reason for not wearing a mask, but at the once that's been ascertained, that's fine, but these officers obviously have to find all details in order to progress those inquiries, okay? If you're willing to give me those details now, I will allow these officers to take you straight back out of here and deal with it as a more sensible reason, okay?
Sure, if I don't,
Then you will stay here until such time as we ascertain who you are.
well, I have no choice then.
Okay, do you want to give it your details?
Yeah, of course, I'm
Yeah?
a jurist,
Okay.
I'll give you my details, that's fine.
No worries.